Hello, I am Aifel of Lorlin, and today we're going to talk about glissando, and we're talking about echo and chorus effects. Yes, delay. So let's get started. So we have a song here which use a lot of glissando, and a glissando that those I want to talk about is those where you have a note and you change the note after you start playing it. You change the pitch. So the glissando that's mostly interesting for us in this context is the ones you do on a guitar and with a pitch wheel on a synthesizer and of course with the human voice. So this song is a good example all along the Watchtower with Jimi Hendrix, and let's just listen to it and notice the guitar here, how it starts a note and then it slides the pitch after it starts playing the note. Okay, so the reason I want to talk about this is because it's a good thing that you understand how this is handled in Maestro. And for this example, we are gonna put a bagpipe on this part, and you will hear that bagpipe is very bad at handling glissandos or pitch bends, as MIDI calls it. So let's just hear it with the bagpipe, and you'll notice. I'll explain afterwards. Did you hear that? So it doesn't pitch bend at all. Instead, what it does is, I will explain it with a picture. So we have a note that starts here and then it goes like this maybe. The red line there here. So what Maestro does is it takes that note and then it makes a note and then it makes another note and then it makes another note and another note and another note, and that's how Maestro handles pitch bends. And there's really no way around that because Lotto doesn't support pitch bends, of course. So you hear that on the bagpipe, it goes doot 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 instead of doot as it should have been. Okay, sorry for my imitation there. So what to do about those and how to handle it? Well, the thing is, some instruments are better. It sounds better on some instruments than others. So a good instrument for doing guitar, normally a metal guitar, is of course the bagpipe. But in this case, a bagpipe is very bad because you hear those. So some instruments lend better, and I'm just gonna give one example. You can experiment with this yourself once you are aware of this. Bardic fiddle is a little better at this. Try listen. It almost sounds like it bends, doesn't it? So I'm just saying this for you to be aware of when pitch bend happens, that you should be very conscious about which instruments you choose to implement those pitch bend on. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is echo, and we're gonna talk about chorus, and we're gonna need another song for that. So let's go with Roxette. So we have a little button here, delay part, and what it does is the one part you have selected up here is gonna get a delay on it. And the third thing you're gonna probably say is that, but delay is sort of a fast thing. How can we do that when we have that 60 millisecond minimum resolution. Well, actually, we don't have that 60-second minimum resolution because the way that limit works is that you cannot have a node start and a node end, or a node start and a node start. You cannot have them happen within with less than 60 seconds. That doesn't mean that we have to rely on that coarse grid, because that's the only limitation to it. So that means that we can actually we can have a node that is 70 milliseconds long. So that's like a 10 millisecond resolution compared to the minimum resolution. So what it does, the delay part, is that it delays it with a certain amount of milliseconds, and you can make that very fine actually. At least fine enough for making some nice delay effects. So we're gonna try that on the voice here, on the vocal part, and we're gonna start with a clarinet, and then we're gonna make a clarinet again and put it on the same part. So let's hear this. Okay. So we're gonna take the second clarinet. Let's numerate them. And we are gonna set a delay of, let's have a bigger delay to start with. 100 milliseconds. So we have a nice delay effect there, but as you can hear, it's not chorus, it's not echo. So how do you make a chorus or an echo? Well, you make a chorus by having a not too large delay. We want to get that shimmering in, so we try with something like 75 milliseconds. And notice the volume on these clarinets is the same. You of course need that for a chorus effect. You hear that? That nice shimmering. So that's how you make a chorus effect. It's that easy. So let's have a delay. Let's keep this delay and let's make an echo effect. So an echo effect is of course that you have the part that is delayed, which in our case is clarinet 2, has a lower volume than clarinet 1. Like that. Okay, we need to up that a little. You hear that? So we got a nice echo effect there. So, or reverb if you want. So we have two nice things we can make with delay. We can make a chorus and we can make a delay effect, reverb effect, and you can experiment it and maybe make other fun effects with it. It's very fun. So the way it works is it simply shift the whole track some milliseconds, and you cannot do it only on a part of a track or in the section editor or anything like that. It's either or. And as I said, you don't have to rely on the 60 millisecond. It's not like we have 60 milliseconds and we have 120 milliseconds and that's the options you have. No, you can have 70. you're gonna have 80, you're gonna have 95. So don't be afraid to experiment with that. You can make a lot of fun effects and make your music sound interesting. Yeah, this definitely sound like a reverb. So some instruments lends itself better to this than others, and clarinet is good at it, and flute is not so good at it. But you know, experiment and find out yourself. It's really fun to play with. Okay, that's enough for this video. Have fun.